Starting today's class in Supta Baddha Konasana, bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees go wide, maybe propping your knees or thighs up with blocks if you've got, or a couple of books, and lying your way down onto a bolster or maybe onto a couple of stacked pillows. If you've got no props, don't worry, just come to lie on your back in Shavasana. Just going to take this beginning few moments to settle in, dropping into our practice. So as you lie down, let your arms cactus, so a slight bending of the elbows so that the back of your forearms relax onto the floor. There's a nice openness across the front of your chest. Back of your head is supported. And just allow your eyes to close down. If it becomes too much at any point for your hips, feel free to bring the soles of your feet back onto the mat. Otherwise, just settling and arriving here, taking a few breaths, maybe a sigh out of your mouth if that feels good. And noticing the sounds around you, becoming more present in this moment. Noticing the temperature of the air against your skin. And take a moment to scan your own mind, noticing what's going on for you today, and just let your thoughts flow. Rather than holding on to any one thought, seeing if you can just allow the mind to flow. Becoming an observer of your thoughts. And then shifting your attention to start to observe your own breath. Finding the flow of your breath in and out of your nose. Observing your breath, those slight moments of pause at the bottom of your exhale before you take your next inhale. And a slight pause at the top of your inhale before you release, exhaling. And our breath is a great guide for the intention of today's class, to create space and make room for whatever is next. So the more we can follow that release of each exhale, letting our breath completely go, the more space we then create in our body for the next inhale. And again, we exhale, letting the breath go. Feeling the space we then create for the next deep inhale. Taking one more breath here. And rolling onto your side, just allowing your knees, your left knee to close on top of your right knee. Staying on your side, just using your right arm like a pillow. Take a few breaths here. And we come around to find extended child's pose, big toes touching, knees as wide as the mat, sitting your sit bones back onto your heels or maybe onto a pillow, forehead to the mat or maybe onto a block. And take a few breaths to allow an intention to arise for your practice. What do you want to make space for? Gently walk your hands over to the right side of your mat, resting your forehead down. Just taking a few breaths, really contemplating this intention. What do you want to make space for? More joy, calm, courage, creativity, compassion, willpower. What is it for you? Gently walking your hands up and over to the other side, forehead resting on the mat. And frame this intention as if it already exists. I am spacious. I am compassionate. I am courageous. Whatever is coming to mind for you today, walk yourself back into the midline, extended child's pose, 3 deep breaths, letting your intention settle, breathing it through your body. And we rock up to all fours into your cat and cow, letting the belly drop, chest forward, gaze up. Tuck the tailbone under, round through your spine, press into your palms, gaze to your belly. Inhaling, dropping the belly down, chest forward to the front of the mat, gaze up. Exhale, round through the spine, press into your palms. Rolling through once more, gaze to the sky. Exhaling, tucking the tailbone, middle of the spine to the sky. Come back to the midline and then taking a side stretch here, shorten the right shoulder towards the right hip. And then switch this to the other side, shortening the left shoulder towards the left hip. Come back to center again. Right shoulder, right ear towards the right hip. Coming back to the midline. Left shoulder, left ear towards the left hip. Back into the midline. And then organically just moving through your cat and cow again. Let it be organic. And come back to the midline, tuck your toes underneath, and lift your knees up away from the mat, downward facing dog, pedal it out, bending one knee, then the other, stretching through the backs of your legs, taking any gentle movements, adjustments, and then find your down dog. Length through your spine. We'll inhale and shift forward to plank. Exhaling, hovering the knees and pressing back to downward facing dog. Inhaling, rippling forward plank. Exhaling, hovering your knees just away from the mat and then pressing back into down dog. Ripple through again, plank. Downward facing dog. Inhaling forward to plank. Shoulders over wrists. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, the right leg high, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step the right foot forward. Lower the back knee down, Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Reach your arms up to the sky, inhaling. As you exhale, bring your right elbow to the inside of the right knee. And then reach the left arm up and over towards the right. This might feel a little awkward, but keep pressing the right elbow into the right knee and the right knee back towards the elbow. This little bind here helping to open more into that left side of your body. Big side stretch. Then release your left hand down to the mat. Let the left hand plant as you uncurl the right fingertips up to the sky. Low lunge twist. Maybe holding here, or an option to reach back. Take a hold of the top of the left foot. Press the top of your foot into your hand. A nice stretch and opening through the front of your left thigh and hip. Keep turning your left bicep towards the front of the mat and release the grip. Hands to the mat, downward facing dog. I practice today working a lot into the sides of our body. And in addition to feeling perhaps taller, longer and lighter, by the end of the class we will also have benefited a lot of other systems of the body. Sweep the left leg up towards the sky, left foot steps through, lower the right knee, inhaling up, Vinyasa, low lunge. We bring the left elbow to the inside of the left knee, sweep the right arm up and over to the left side of the mat. So in this shape, for instance, working with our lymphatic system, opening into the armpit, the groin, the front of the hip, the side of the body, places where our lymph node or lymph moves through our body, the stuff that helps filter out any infections, viruses. Revolve into your twist. Let the right hand plant down, reach the left fingertips up towards the sky. Holding in your twist, or maybe taking a hold of the top of your foot, pressing the top of the right foot into the left hand, turning your belly towards the left thigh. Releasing from that grip if you're taking a hold of the foot, bringing the hands back to your mat, step it back, downward facing dog. Starting to ripple forward into your plank pose. Lower your knees down to the mat and walk your hands back up your thighs, bringing yourself upright, shifting into gate pose. Let the right toes extend out, toes towards the front of the mat, sweeping the left arm up and overhead, letting the right hand reach down along that right leg. Beautiful side stretch. And coming up, switching this to the other side. So this side stretch as well, helping our respiratory and cardiac systems. As we side stretch, we release tension from the muscles that attach to the ribs, allowing our ribs to then express their full range of motion, and our lungs effectively respond to the space that our rib cage creates, increasing the volume of oxygen into the lungs. Bringing yourself back into your downward facing dog. You might like to hold in your down dog or step the feet one step closer. We're going to revolve our dog, taking the left hand all the way to the outside of the right calf or ankle, turning your gaze up underneath your right armpit. Beautiful twisting action here. Releasing the left hand, and we switch to the other side. The right arm reaches through, taking a hold if you can, wrapping the hand around the back of your ankle or calf, squeezing through the belly as you gaze up underneath the left armpit. And releasing back to your downward facing dog. Walk your feet all the way to the front of the mat, big toes touching, halfway lift, nice flat back. Exhale, fold, head releasing down to the shins. Inhaling to rise to standing. We're going to interlace the fingers, cross the thumbs, coming into our half moon. Inhale, length through the sides of your body. As you exhale, send your upper body over to the right, press your hips to the left. Keep reaching the index fingers up and over to the right side of the room, pressing your hips to the left side of the room. Breathe into the left side of your ribs. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale, soften the shoulders away from your ears. Take a moment to inhale, re-lengthening both sides of the body, then upper body shifts to the left. Press your hips to the right. Breathe into the right lung. Stretching the intercostal muscles, the muscles between the ribs. Inhale to center. Let the arms part, folding forward. Uttanasana, forward fold. Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, folding forward. Stepping the right foot all the way back to find crescent lunge. Inhale, reach both arms up to the sky. Exhaling, holding here. Inhale, lengthen your spine forward, and then let the right arm drop to the mat or maybe to a block, finding your twist. Left arm up to the sky, left shoulder on top of the right shoulder. Release the right knee to the mat, bring the right foot all the way off the mat. We're moving into a modified plank. The sole of the left foot planted at the back of the mat, and then taking an oblique crunch, thread the right hand through underneath you. Exhaling. Inhaling, reaching the left fingertips up to the sky. Exhaling, little crunch, gaze down. Inhaling up. Exhaling back to your plank. Inhale, shift your weight forward. Taking a vinyasa option, lower the knees, lower your chest down to the mat. Inhale, up into your cobra. Exhaling to press up, body in one line, downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep the right leg up to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, step the right foot forward, crescent lunge. Inhaling, arms up to the sky. Exhaling to settle into your lunge. Again, we move into the twist. Inhale, extend your spine forward. Let the left hand drop to the mat as you circle the right arm back and up to the sky. Turning the belly towards the right thigh, gazing to your top fingertips. Release the left knee onto the mat, left foot off the mat, right foot plants to the back of the mat, modified side plank. Exhaling, curling under. Inhale, reaching right arm to the sky. Exhale, oblique twist. Inhale, reaching arm tall. Exhale, curling right arm under. Inhale, back up. Exhaling all the way to your plank. Inhale, shift your weight forward, maybe chaturanga halfway down. Inhaling, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhaling into your downward facing dog. Take a breath. Maybe a sigh out of the mouth. Bend your knees, gaze forward, step or jump to the front of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, we reach and rise up. This time the right hand taking a hold of the left wrist or the back of the left wrist. Variation of half moon, lifting the upper body up and over to the right, pressing the hips to the left. Inhale, back to center, switch the grip, left hand holding the back of the right wrist. Inhale, reaching up and over, really using the grip on your wrist to help lengthen that right side of your body. Inhale, up to center, exhaling, folding forward. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, right foot steps back, sweeping the arms back. Inhale, up, crescent lunge. Exhale, soften. Inhale, torso lengthens forward. Exhale, sweeping that left arm back and up to the sky. Option to come to that first variation of side plank, or maybe this time you find full side plank, feet stacked. Oblique twist, threading left hand under. Inhale it to the sky. Exhale, threading the arm under. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, threading under. Inhale, reach up. Exhale to plank. Inhale, shift your weight forward, elbows over wrists, lowering down, chaturanga or onto your belly, always an option. Cobra or upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up to the sky. Exhale, crescent lunge, step forward. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhaling, softening. Feeling that front foot grounded. Inhale, lengthen the spine forward. Exhale, let the left hand drop. Circle the right arm back and up to the sky. Coming to that first variation with the back knee lowered, or finding your side plank. Inhale, oblique crunch. Exhale, gaze down. Inhale, reach right arm up. Exhale, thread right hand underneath you. Inhale, reach it to the sky. Exhale, threading through. Inhale, rise up. Exhale to plank. Inhale, shift your weight forward, strong line through the body. Exhale, chaturanga or onto your belly for cobra. Downward facing dog. Noticing the space you've already created in your body. Perhaps a little more warmth through the sides of your body. Calling your intention. Keeping your movements mindful. Bend your knees, gaze forward, step or jump to the front of your mat. Halfway lift, inhaling, flat back. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, rising tall. Palms touch overhead. Exhaling your hands down through your heart space to find Tadasana. Releasing the hands towards the mat. Nice long spine. Fluid flowing breath. Perhaps your Ujjayi breath. A slight constriction over the back of the throat. Long, nourishing breaths. Flutter the eyes open, inhale, upward salute. Exhaling, diving forward, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, plant the hands, step the right foot, followed by the left foot back to plank. Inhale, forward into the fingertips, lowering all the way down to the mat. For cobra, we press up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg high towards the sky. Exhale, plank crunch, right knee touches the right elbow. Inhale, reach the leg back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, reach the right leg back. Exhale, across your body, touch the left elbow. Inhale, hold here. Fallen triangle, send the right foot through, planting the pinky toe edge of the right foot onto the mat, reaching the left arm to the sky. Reversing out back to your three-legged dog. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, step the right foot forward, set up for warrior two. Lower your back heel down. Inhaling, rising up. Exhaling into your warrior two. Checking front heel in line with the arch of your back foot. Feet grounded, back leg straight and strong. Inner thigh lifting to the back of the mat. Feel your fingertips extending away from one another. Reverse your warrior. Inhale, flip your front palm, reach it up towards the sky. Drop your chin towards your chest slightly and lift your chest up towards the sky, opening into that right side of your body. Keep your right knee over your right ankle. Extended side angle, keeping the length through that right side of your body. Reach as far forward as you can. Then let the right elbow rest onto the right thigh. Sweeping the left arm all the way alongside your ear. If the openness is there, you could bring the right hand down onto the mat, inside edge of your foot, or maybe onto a block. Long line all the way from that left heel, pressing down to the left fingertips. Drop the left hand onto your left hip, stepping the left foot forward and then up. You're going to open into Ardha Chandrasana or a half moon. Make sure that right hand is resting underneath the right shoulder, maybe keeping the left hand on your hip or opening it up to the sky. Keep that back leg lifting up, energy pressing out through your left heel as if you were kicking back into the wall behind you. Engage your right quad. Keep sending the right quad towards the back of the mat. Slowly ground the left foot back, reverse triangle. Inhale, sweeping the arms up to the sky. Exhaling to reach back. Engage your right quad, draw the right thigh bone in and up towards you. Beautiful stretch. Let's extend this forward into Trikonasana, reaching all the way forward through the right fingertips. Then let the right hand drop maybe onto your foot, maybe onto your shin, maybe onto a block. Bring that left shoulder to a line above the right shoulder. Twist through the center of your torso. Gaze up towards your top thumb. And then we're going to extend the top arm all the way to the front of the mat, turning the palm of the left hand down towards the floor. Keep pressing your hips towards the back of the mat. Exhale, release your hand down. Pick up the toes of the right foot, turn them parallel with the left. Inhale, walk your hands all the way over to the left leg. Exhale, fold over your left leg. Beautiful stretch up the outside of the left leg. Holding for a few breaths, and then inhale, walk your hands over towards the right leg. Exhale to fold over the right leg. Finding some nice rotation through your spine, nice curve through the left side of the body. Inhaling, turning back to your low lunge at the front of the mat. Exhaling straight into your plank, keeping your weight forward. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths. Always an option to come down to your extended child's pose, a more restorative resting posture. When you're ready, if you're in extended child's pose, rising back up to your downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee touches the left elbow. Inhale, reaching left heel high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, reaching left leg back. Exhale, touch the right elbow. Inhale to hover. Exhale, bring the pinky toe edge of the left foot onto the mat out in front of you. Maybe you can even hover the leg for extra strength. Place the right hand back to the mat. Inhale, sweeping your leg high, three-legged dog. Exhale, setting up for warrior two. Turn the right heel down to the mat. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, shoulders over hips, sitting the hips down, Virabhadrasana 2. Setting up these postures on the left side. See if you can bend a little more into the left knee, aligning it over your left ankle. Can you press some weight to the pinky toe edge of your back foot? Inhale, flip the left palm to the sky, reverse warrior, sweeping this left arm overhead. Chin to the chest, chest lifting up to the sky. Breathe into the left side of the body. Keeping that length you've created, move into extended side angle, not elbow. Reaching the right arm all the way overhead. Bicep alongside your right ear. And we'll shift into half moon, stepping the right foot one step closer and then lifting the right heel up to hip height. Maybe a block underneath the left hand, maybe keeping the right hand to the hip or extending it up towards the sky, maybe testing your balance, releasing the left hand. Keep turning that left side of your chest through, opening the right side back, slowly stepping right foot back, reverse Trikonasana, straight and through the front leg. Draw that left thigh bone in and up towards you. Reach the left fingertips to the sky. And keeping that length through the left side of the body, reach forward for Trikonasana, circling that right arm down until it comes to a line. Right wrist above right shoulder, above left wrist. And then extending the top arm, press your hips towards the back of your mat. Beautiful long lines and extensions in this flow today. Bringing the hands down to the mat, pick up your left toes, turn them parallel with your right. Inhaling, walk hands over towards your right foot. Exhale, fold over your right leg. And your hands could be up on your shins or thigh. So switch to the other side, inhaling and exhaling, folding over that left leg. Picking up the toes of the left foot, turning them back to find your runner's lunge, plank, chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths, letting that flow integrate. Feeling the effects in your body. Can you listen into the sensations in your body? Bend your knees, gaze forward, step or jump to the front of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold, dropping in. Inhaling to reach and rise all the way up. Exhaling your hands down through your heart space. Pausing. Maybe closing the eyes. Moving with intention. What is it you're wanting to create space for? And what is it that you can perhaps let go of to create that space? Exhaling, releasing the hands down. Inhaling, upward salute. Exhale, forward fold. Let's take this flow again a little faster. Inhale, halfway lift. One breath, one movement. Exhaling back to plank. Inhale, shift the weight forward. Exhale, chaturanga or onto the belly. Inhaling, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, plank, crunch, touch the right elbow. Inhale, lengthen the leg back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, reaching back. Exhale, across the body, touch the right elbow. Hover here as you inhale. Exhale, threading the leg through, fallen triangle. Placing the left hand back to the mat. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, step forward, warrior two, set up your feet. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, settle in. Inhale, reverse warrior, flip the front palm. Exhale, reaching up and back. Extended side angle. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, right elbow to the front thigh or right hand to the mat. Inhaling, hand to the hips, stepping your way up, half moon. Exhaling, lifting the left heel high. Holding here for a few breaths to find your balance, maybe even hovering the bottom hand. Engage the right quad, press into the right big toe. Step it back, reverse triangle, straighten both legs, press down into the right big toe, reach the right arm overhead. Trikonasana, extend the right arm forward, exhaling into your triangle. Turning the gaze up as you reach the left arm towards the front of the mat. Exhaling, turning right toes parallel with the left, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folding over the left leg. Inhaling all the way over to the right leg. Exhaling to fold down. Pick up the toes of the right foot. Inhale, lunge. Exhaling, moving through plank, low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Few breaths before we prepare for the other side. One breath, one movement. Inhale, three-legged dog, left leg high, plank crunch. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Inhale, reach it back. Exhale, knee to nose, kiss your knee. Inhale, reach the leg high. Exhale, across the body, touch the right elbow. Inhale, hover. Exhale, thread the leg through, fallen triangle, maybe hovering the left leg. Hands back to the mat. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, warrior two, plant that left foot, ground the right heel. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, sitting down. Reverse warrior. Inhale, flip the front palm. Exhale, opening up and back. Extended side angle. Inhale to reach forward through the left fingertips. Exhale, finding your shape. Long line through that right side of the body. Shifting into half moon. Right hand down to the hip, gaze down. Inhale, step your foot forward, reach up. Maybe keeping that right hand to hip. If you've got your balance, maybe reaching the right arm up to the sky. Keep turning the left side of the chest through underneath you, right side opening back, pressing out through that right heel. Step it all the way back, reverse triangle, exhaling, straighten that left leg, reach to the sky. Inhale for Trikonasana, reaching forward. Exhale, tilting from the hips, opening that right arm to the sky. And then extending it as you exhale to the front of the room. Right arm reaches forward all the way down to the mat now as you pivot the left toes parallel. Inhale, halfway lift over the right leg. Exhale to fold forward. Inhaling, walking your hands all the way to the left leg. Exhaling, folding. Come back to your lunge at the front of the mat. Inhale. Exhaling straight through into your vinyasa. Awesome work. Bend the knees, gaze forward, step or float to the front of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, release, forward fold. Inhale, rise tall. Exhale, hands through the midline. Let's flow again. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, all the way to plank. Inhale, shift your weight forward. Exhale, chaturanga or onto the belly. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Inhale, stretch it back. Exhale, knee to nose, round through the shoulder blades. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, across the body, touch the left elbow. Inhale, hover. Exhale, plant the inside edge of the left foot. Reach the right leg through, fallen triangle. Hands back to the mat, reverse your way out, three-legged dog, inhaling. Exhale, right foot steps forward. Warrior two, winding up. Exhaling down. Reverse warrior, inhale, flip the right palm. Exhale, back, maybe taking a bind, left hand to the front hip. Extended side angle, inhale, reaching forward again. Option of bind, right arm threading underneath the front thigh. Half moon, when you're ready, step that back foot a little bit closer and then open up to the half moon, keeping length through both sides of the body. Option of a block or book underneath the right hand. Reverse triangle, slowly step back, front leg straightens, right arm overhead. Trikonasana triangle. Extended triangle, left arm reaching to the front of the mat. Gaze down as you turn the feet parallel, inhaling over the left leg, exhaling, fold. Shifting to the other side, inhaling over your right leg, exhaling to fold. Inhale, find your lunge. Exhaling, vinyasa. Keep the elbows above the wrists. Open your chest as you move into upward facing dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Do not think of yourself as a small, compressed, suffering thing. Think of yourself as graceful and expanding, no matter how unlikely it may seem at the time. Left side, left leg lifts. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Inhale, back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, back, graceful and expanding. Touch the right elbow, fallen triangle. Stretch that left leg through. Hand back to the mat. Inhale, three-legged dog, left leg high. Exhale, warrior two. Ground your feet. Inhale, rise up, right arm sweeping back, left arm reaching forward. Reverse warrior. Inhale, left palm flips to the sky. Exhale, reaching back. Extended side angle. Inhale to reach forward. Exhale, maybe finding a bind or holding an extended side angle. Shift to half moon, step the back foot in and start to lift it up to hip height. Find your balance. Beautiful shape. Slowly step it back. Reverse triangle, straighten through the left leg. Trikonasana, reach forward. Keep that length you've created through the left side of your body. Finding your beautiful triangle, both legs straight and strong. Reach that right arm to the front of your mat. And then turning the torso down to the mat, pivoting the feet parallel. Inhale, folding over the right leg as you exhale. Inhaling, folding over the left leg as you exhale. Coming back to your high lunge, runner's lunge. Move through your vinyasa. Draw your shoulders back. Ripple back to downward facing dog. We're going to all come down into an extended child's pose now. Knees wide, big toes touching, forehead onto the mat or onto a block. And take a few moments to drop in, feeling the effects of those last few flows. Perhaps you can already feel some lightness, some length through the sides of your torso. Keep encouraging this creating of space, being graceful and expansive. Letting go of what we need to, making space for whatever we're calling into our practice. An option to stay in your extended child's pose or moving up to down dog to take the flow once more, right and left. Let's go. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, touch the right elbow. Inhale, reach the heel back. Exhale, right knee to nose. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, across the body, touch the left elbow. Inhale to hover. Exhale, send that right leg through, fallen triangle. Hands to the mat. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, warrior two, stepping forward. Ground the back heel. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bend into the front knee. Reverse warrior. Inhale, flip the front palm. Exhale, reaching up and back, maybe finding your bind. Inhale, extended side angle, reach forward. Exhale to tilt, maybe taking the bind. Half moon, inhaling, gaze down, left hand to the hips, step the back foot forward. Exhale, reaching up into your half moon, holding for a couple of breaths here to find your balance. Maybe right hand onto a block, maybe hovering fingertips away from the mat. Slowly step the left foot back, reverse triangle. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, reach back. Trikonasana triangle. Inhale, extend right arm forward. Exhale, tilt from the hips. Peel the left shoulder above the right. Inhale, reach the right palm down towards the mat. Left palm, sorry. Exhaling, folding forward, feet parallel. Inhale, hands over the left leg. Exhale, fold. Inhaling, walking the hands over the right leg. Exhale, fold. Inhaling back to your low lunge, Vinyasa. Exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, down dog. Take a breath, maybe a sigh out of the mouth if you need. Gathering up some energy for this last flow. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Exhale, plank crunch. Inhale, reach it back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, touch the right elbow. Inhale to hover. Exhale to send the leg through. Inhale. Exhale, right hand back to the mat. Inhale, left heel to the sky. Exhale, set the feet up, warrior two. Inhale, rise up. Exhale. Reverse warrior. Inhale, flip the front palm, sweep it to the sky. Extended side angle. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, maybe finding the bind. Peel that right shoulder back, gaze up. Half moon, releasing the bind, right hand to the hip. Inhale, stepping that back foot closer, and then lifting up into half moon. Finding your balance on your standing leg. Keep grounding into your left big toe. Find the shoulders stacked on top of one another. Slowly stepping back. Reverse Trikonasana, straight in the left leg, reaching back. And then we move forward to Trikonasana. Last one, gazing up to the sky, opening that left side of the chest through, right side back. Extend the top arm to the front of your mat. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, over to the right leg. Exhale, fold. Inhaling, over to the left leg. Exhale, fold. Turning the left foot back to the front of the mat. Lunge. Final Vinyasa. Downward facing dog. Beautiful work, everyone. Lowering now down into extended child's pose. Or if you're already in extended child's pose, just staying as you are. Let all of that flow and go. And start to slow down our practice. Noticing how you're moving with your breath. Are you still able to find that full release of your exhale, making some space for a luscious, full inhale? Each breath a new opportunity to let go, to make space for something new. Constantly transforming. Impermanence, the only permanent. Walking your hands back up towards you. Bring your knees together and just rest for a moment, hands on the knees. Finding yourself upright. We're going to move, setting ourselves up for revolved Janusirsasana or revolved head to knee pose. If you know the hips are a little tight, bring a block or book underneath your buttocks. Bring your left heel in towards you and keep your right leg extended long. Take your right elbow to the inside of your right knee and reach your left arm all the way up and overhead. And maybe you allow your elbow to bend, catching a hold of the back of your head. Maybe you can take the right hand to peace fingers and thumb around your big toe. Wherever you are, just looking again to find a beautiful side stretch. Keep your left sitting bone pressing down. Keep lifting up through your left elbow. These side stretches also really good for massaging our internal organs, working our digestive system. Releasing the top arm, we're going to turn our torso towards the right leg and start to fold the forehead down towards the right knee. You might like to place the sole of your right foot onto the mat so that your forehead can rest onto your knee. Or if you've kept the leg extended, keep suctioning the right thigh bone back in towards you. Gently bringing yourself upright. And taking a moment to switch the legs to the other side, right heel in towards you, left leg extended. Reach the back of the left palm out towards the left foot. Or you could always use that left hand to support your head. The right arm could also catch a hold of the back of your head. Just find your own variation, just looking to find a nice opening into that right side of your body. Also still encouraging that your right knee to drop down. The left side of your body to come through underneath you. And the right side opening up and back towards the sky. One day the final posture, both hands holding on to your left foot. And inhaling, rise back up. Turn your belly button towards the left leg, starting to fold over the left leg, maybe keeping it extended or maybe bringing the sole of your left foot onto the mat so you can rest your forehead onto the left knee. Feels really nice. Janusirsasana, head to knee pose. Uncurling, coming upright. And take a moment to shuffle your buttocks forward, bringing your legs out in front of you at the front of your mat. Inhale, both arms up to the sky. Exhale, reaching towards your toes, folding forward. And we're slowly going to lower down all the way onto our backs. Take a moment in your corpse pose, enjoying feeling the back side of your body relaxing onto your mat. And shift into banana asana, walking both feet over towards the right edge of your mat. Cross your left ankle over the top of your right ankle and take a hold of your left wrist with the right hand. So the right hand's holding the back of the left wrist. We're creating a banana shape here, shortening through the right side of your body, lengthening through the left side of your body. Also a really nice stretch into the IT band, the outer thigh of that left leg. Can often be a hard place to stretch. Releasing the side switch into the other side, walking both feet, both hands over towards the left corners of your mat. Cross the right ankle over the left this time, taking a hold of the back of your right wrist and encouraging the arms over to the right side of the mat, shortening in through the left side of the body, lengthening the right side of your body. Releasing your ankles, coming back into the midline. Taking a moment to hug both knees in towards your chest, giving yourself a little squeeze and hug. And we'll release down to find Shavasana. An option, if you like, to just take a longer Shavasana holding here. We're going to take the last 3 minutes with a pranayama or breathing exercise, alternate nostril breath, a really nice calming exercise, bringing the right hand up in front of your face, peace fingers in between your eyebrows, thumb hovering over the right nostril, ring finger hovering over the left nostril. Take a moment to close down the left nostril with your ring finger, inhaling in through the right nostril. Pausing at the top of your inhale, close the right nostril, open the left nostril, exhaling out of the left nostril. Pausing at the bottom, inhale through the left nostril. Close off your left nostril, open your right nostril, exhaling. Inhaling through the right. Closing off the right, opening the left, exhaling. Continuing to move through a few cycles. Slowing down your breath. Not worrying about any sounds. Sometimes one nostril a little more blocked than the other. Keep switching from right and left, noticing also those moments of pause between each breath. Releasing your hand down, finding your final Shavasana, letting your eyes close down, letting your breath flow as it pleases. Nothing left to do, taking this time of rest. When we let go of what no longer serves us, we create space for what's meant to be. When we let go of what no longer serves us, we create space for what's meant to be. When you're ready, slowly starting to draw your attention back, fluttering your eyes open, taking any gentle movements Maybe a little wiggle of the toes, a wiggle of your hands. Stretching arms up overhead, lengthening long through your body. Big yawn and stretch. And rolling onto your right side. Allowing your knees to bend. Just taking a few breaths, lying on your right side. You're ready. Press yourself up, find a comfortable seat, cross-legged or kneeling. Taking 3 final breaths together. Draw your hands together at your heart space, thumbs against your sternum. Inhaling and exhaling. Noticing the effects of your practice, acknowledging the hard work you've put in, soaking up the rewards. We thank one another. Thumbs between the eyebrows, we bow. Namaste.